Hey guys, Anthony here. It is Wednesday, November 23rd, 2016, and I wanted to give you guys a quick tour of the solar panel setup that I have in the van. So I'm going to show you basically the setup that I purchased from Renogy, which was a complete system. Came with a 100-watt monocrystalline 12-volt solar panel. It came with an Adventurer LCD charge controller, which I'm going to show you. It came with all the necessary wiring, the brackets, the screws, the mounting hardware. So most everything was completed in that kit for a price of $299, and I purchased that through Amazon. I'll put all the links in the description box. For those of you that watched the introduction video on the install, you can see we did have to make some modifications to the hole in the panel on one end of the panel in order to line it up with my van crossbars on the rack. So that was done this past weekend. I had plenty of wiring. We ran the cables or the wires from the solar panel, as I'll show you. I did not want to drill a hole in the van roof. We ran them for now back in the back side of the van. We took the tail light system off, fished the wire through there inside the van behind the panel, and ran it out. Drilled 2 holes in the panel, ran it out and right into the charge controller. And then the 2 wires that go from the charge controller to the battery, we just tacked them right to this to the side wall of the van and ran them over to the battery box. Then we installed the 12-volt outlet with the meter. I bought a triple outlet. It's a 12-volt outlet, a meter, a voltmeter, and then a double USB port. We installed that, wired it up to the battery, got everything done. Everything's working fine. The next step is my refrigerator is going to be hooked to the 12-volt. So the Dometic CFX 40 refrigerator is going to be hooked to the 12-volt outlet. That's what's going to run the refrigerator in the van, hopefully 24/7. So why don't I show you the panel on the roof, basically how we wired it. I'll show you this charge controller, and then I'll show you the battery, where it's contained under the bed. And so far everything's working fine. I haven't really put much load on this yet, but it is working. And refrigerator's on back order for several more days, so I'll do some more videos when that comes out. But today I just wanted to give you an overview of the system and show it to you. So let's take a look at the panel up on the roof. Alright guys, here's the back end of the van. So here's your panel. There's your wire that runs down into the back of the tail light there. There's the underside of the panel running across the you can see the bottom of the rack there. And then here's my panel. That's what it looks like on the roof of the van. Towards the front of the van, you can see I still have plenty of room for another panel. I also have to see how my storage bin fits on here. But there's the 100-watt monocrystalline panel by Renogy. Like I said, everything was zip tied in there. There's the wires, and here's where it comes down from the van rack and comes into the in through here. There's an access into the inside of the van. Then we pulled this header piece off here inside the van. We drilled 2 holes, as you can see, the wires for the solar panel hooked to the charge controller. There you see the charge controller running. Goes through its paces. And then the wires from the that run to the battery are wired in there. and they run down the side of the bed there into the battery box. Alright guys, here is the battery box that contains the VMax 125 amp hour 12 volt battery. You can see that here. VMax charge tank solar 12 volt 125 amp hours, and then we have our connections made to both the positive right here and the negative. The 12 volt outlet is installed right here in this piece of wood. It's all wired up and hooked up to the battery, and that is right here, right there, 12 volt. There's the meter, and then this one is a USB. Let's open it up. It's a USB, and that's the 12 volt. So that's what I'm going to plug my refrigerator into. Notice I have room for a second battery back here with no problem. If I decide to add that, I will put another VMax 125 amp hour battery, and I could bump up my amps to 250 by doing that. So that's where that's contained, and that's right on the underneath the bed area there. And you can see I still have plenty of storage, which I plan to organize more this coming weekend. But that's a quick view of the battery and inside the battery box.